All right, well, good day and welcome, and thank you very much for joining me. In fact, thank you very much for taking this time to click on this video and giving me a chance to let you know my recommendations, because I know right now my subscriber count is very low, but that's because we're just starting off, and so is the summer, and so there's plenty of awesome movies that are coming up, and please subscribe to the channel in order to get my review if you like what you see here. Anyway, The Little Mermaid. If you're like me, you're absolutely curious to see whether or not this movie was going to live up to the cartoon version. So I'm going to give you my likes, my dislikes, and my recommendation. And I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to do a little bit of a head-to-head comparison from the old and the new. So what I want to do is I want to start off with some of the main characters here, like Sebastian. We all love Sebastian from the old series. So when you got Sebastian from the old versus the new, the one that I think that works better actually is the old version. He's got character, he's got a life to him, and he's got that voice. Scuttle, that wacky, crazy, a little bit clueless character of a bird, this time played by Awkwafina. And so I actually think this one here is pretty darn close, because Awkwafina does a great job in the role. She has a natural rusty voice, and all she had to do was be a little bit quirky and silly, which she can pull off. And so she does a great job. But again, I'm going to lean over to the old version on this one. Next up is Flounder. Flounder is easily the better one in the old version. That's just because the new version, he really doesn't play much of a part. I think the next one that I have up is significantly improved. That's Prince Eric. I think in the old version, he was a little bit flat. He was just very generic. In this updated version, he is more fleshed out, and he's even got a few songs that have been added. Without a doubt, the new version of Prince Eric is the winner here. Next up is Ursula. I love a good bad guy or a good bad person. And even when I was younger, watching the original cartoon version of Ursula, I thought she was awesome. Can't say that I was a huge fan of The Little Mermaid. I didn't hate it. I watched it a bunch of times because of my sister. And Ursula was one of the things that I liked the most. So along comes Melissa McCarthy, and I was very worried because I'm not a big fan of her. But she nailed it. She was exactly the way you would expect Ursula to be, with that strong, grabby, rusty voice. And yeah, she knocked it out of the park. She did a really good job. Let's get to Ariel. Ariel, the old version versus the new. I think this is the one we all really wanted to know about. We were most curious about whether or not how this was going to be. And I could tell you right now that there are things to like about both versions here. This new version, fear not. I'm just going to say that now. Fear not. It's done very well. The talent is there. The singing talent is there. But which one was better? For me, I'm still going to give the old version the win here, because out of all of these characters, the reasons why I find that any of the old versions work better than the new is simply because of the animated expressions that talented artists were able to do. The expressions that you get on the faces of all of those characters, whether it be Sebastian or Ariel, just the way Ariel, blinks with excitement, or she bites her lip, or she blinks, yes, hi, all those things were done much better, like giving the character some life and some emotion, much better than the live action. That's the two comparisons there of the two movies. But what did I like and dislike? So here are the things that I liked about this. I actually think Ariel was a standout. I really thought that her voice talent was there. She looked great. In fact, I really, really did like her dreads. She had orangey red, but she also had hints of blonde in there. When you see the trailer and you see her under the water, her hair looks muddy almost. But when she gets out of the water and she's on land, her hair glows. It's kind of, you know, the colors come out and it looks really good. I also liked Ursula. My favorite things of the old version being Ursula, it came out in this film, so it's definitely one of the things that I liked. Again, Eric, I think he was just a better version. One dislike that I really have is just some of the song choices. They added a few songs and they didn't all work. I think there was this one song that really didn't hit for me because it was just at this moment where Ariel had just became human and she's exploring land and she's experiencing things like what the people on land have and fire and things like that. And instead of just allowing the character or the person to act out the feelings, to show expression on the face, again, there's this expression problem. A song comes out, a song sung from her in her head. I think it would have been more impactful if they just left that out. You know, see what she sees, feel what she feels, because you're showing it and not telling it through a song. So my recommendations, well, first, this is a good adaptation from cartoon to live action. So if you liked the first one, you will definitely like the second one. This is definitely for kids, and it is an absolutely good, fun family movie to go to. And I will say, for the guys out there who this is not, you're not the target market for this, but your girlfriend or wife is. So if your girlfriend is nostalgic in any way about seeing this movie, go see it. Go with them and enjoy it. Okay, so this is a recommendation for me to go and spend the money on this movie. This might be one of the few movies throughout this year where you can go as a whole family and enjoy it. You know, it's not cheap going to the theater, for example, and if you got one or two or three or four, who knows how many kids you're going to be bringing to this. It can be a little expensive, but I would say it is worth the money to do so, especially you have little girls. Like, I think little girls especially are going to enjoy this more than boys. I would do that for sure. It's worth it. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel. Share this with other people, if you will, you know, to help other people that you know decide whether or not this movie is worth the money. And until next time, because we have a lot more movies to go throughout this year, and until then, enjoy life. Take care, and I wish you well.